Another part of our segments here on the Seahawks Weekly Roundup today, and that is going to be the play call that hit just a little bit different.
This one hit different.
All right, so this is going to be the Jarcadia right run, which is going to be my play call of the week. And what Kubiak does with this and what Shanahan does with this running game is oftentimes find a way to create numbers games to one side of the field. Oftentimes through the structure of your run play, set up for the run to be naturally open because you kind of get the defender's eyes to look a certain way. You attack the numbers game to one side, you attack where they're lighter, you get them to move somebody in motion. Now the box becomes even lighter prior to the snap. There's a lot of this built in with the pre-snap motions and adjustments with this thing off the rip, first and foremost. So you have a four-man front here. This is basically a nickel kind of look here from your Green Bay Packers. Seahawks run the same kind of equivalency in the way you look. You got the wide edges that I've talked about where you've got those defensive tackles in tight, a one tech and a three tech. And then you've got the wide 9 edges on the other side of that. So already some natural gaps that you can potentially exploit within this Packer defense. As you can see, look at the space between these two guys, for instance, here. Look at the space between these two guys right here. Puts a lot on these linebackers to clean that up with the gap integrity, because that's a lot of width there between the guys and how you're rolling. What you do prior to the snap, though, on this play is look at the receiver going in motion. And then as the receiver's going in motion, notice what you're doing at the top of the screen with that. What you want to do is you want to split the field in half. So split the field in half. Let's say right down that hash mark, if you will. You want to create a better numbers game to the right side of the field. You want to have Packers left with a deluge of guys to the left side of the field. So the guy's going in motion and he's carrying the top side corner, as you can see right there. So at the snap, that top side corner is moving with that guy and moving in the opposite motion of where the running play is going. Now he's got to hold because Jalen's running read option and he might keep this. So he can't just, go right to the back, that corner on the top side. But what you've done with the motion is essentially remove that top corner there from the play. He's out of the play completely now. So you've created the numbers game to one side. We go post snap here and look at the Packers to the left side. Look at all those Packers we got one, first guy, this guy, he's moving in the wrong direction. You got 3 guys here in no man's land, all kind of holding off Milroe. You've got a hole developing right here already to the right side of the line, just naturally. That gap I was talking about, look at how that natural gap here, right here, this gap between these two Packer players, look at how that widens out instantly post-snap. And it's not really happening because of your guys getting pushed at the snap. It's just because it's the natural vulnerability when you're going to line a wide 9 with a 1 tech. And that's a tremendous amount of space between those two guys. And so all Cable Dude's got to do here, I think that's Cable Dude with 77, or it might be Richmond, I forget the two of them, but all he's got to do there is just get a hand on him to help out his center. Block's already laid. It's done. I can get to the second level. We got the space we need here. That hole's already created, and you haven't even pushed anybody off the line of scrimmage. But then the benefit comes in as you've moved that corner to the other side, and now Jarcadia Wright can hit that hole, and he's just about gone. And 37 ends up making the tackle, but not before he gets down to the 3-yard line. That shows you how much that pre-snap motion took 37 out of the play. See 37 there, top side? That's the guy you move with the slot motion. And then we look here. Look at that hole. Bobo out there blocking Jarrell. Jarrell's not pushing his guy off the line. He's just getting him off the edge there. He's just widening out the hole is all he's doing. And because Bobo lays his final block, the play gets sprung. But it's all in the numbers game. Nobody here's whooping his guy's butt. Nobody here's blowing his guy off the line of scrimmage and just ragdolling him. All these are what you would tip. All of these are basically like finesse blocks. Just control your man, shield him away, take advantage of the nice crease that already exists in the run play. And this is the benefit of this rushing system. Pre-snap motion, confusion with the defense, attacking the numbers where you're light to one side of the formation versus the other. And all it takes is just that, and you have a guy with a home run hit. And this is part of the reason why some of you guys ask me about Kenneth Walker and why Walker for me is still going to be essentially the starter over Charbonnet. And it's a little bit of like, it's kind of a silly matter because they're both going to get touches, but those kind of runs like that where you give Walker that big old hole, that big ass hole, he's housing that. He's not getting caught from behind. That's a touchdown. He's never getting those holes. He's never gotten those holes consistently. Part of why I love this rushing play The pre-snap motion to move the final guy away from where you want to run it. The read option look to hold the guys over here and you just take them out of the play without having to block them. Taking advantage of then the width that you get on these defensive lines in the modern era where you have a 1 tech and a wide 9 that far apart from each other. It didn't used to be this way. You used to have the 3-4 with the wide 9. That's the new iteration of this, by the way. Back in the day, guys would be in wide 9 techniques. They'd be on the outside of that formation, but you'd have 3-4 inside. So you'd have 3 down linemen inside of the offensive line there. And so there was less of that width and space between essentially what would have been your defensive end and your wide 9 edge. So it's now a 1 tech or a 3 tech in the wide 9. It used to be a 3-4 defensive end playing like 3-eye or 4 technique next to the wide 9. You just had less space that you had as far as that natural crease goes. This is something people are going to be able to take advantage of across the sport, not just your Seahawks, because so many teams now run these fronts. So few teams now actually will go to the 3-4 look anymore. And that's why I think the running game is going to be so effective across the board in the NFL this year. Is this the right place, the right time? The offenses have really embraced the 12 personnel and going bigger and have really embraced a commitment back to running the ball. I think this all does lead to this being a year where we do again see the running game coming again back to the forefront a little bit like it has the past couple of years.